Do you feel the same way? I think I have been practicing quite well recently. Keep chanting every day. Morning and evening classes never fall. The brilliance of the rosary plate in my hand. Unconsciously. When you walk down the street or at a family gathering. Looking at some people around me who don't study Buddhism or chant sutras. People who only know how to eat, drink, play and swipe their mobile phones all day. A subtle sense of superiority will inexplicably arise in my heart. You will think to yourself, poor people. Live in the 5 desires and 6 ministers all day. Don't know practice. It's too heavy. Fortunately, I have Buddhism. I'm not like them. I am someone who is walking on the path of enlightenment. If there is even the slightest thought like this, then I have to say it out loud to you. Be careful. Danger is approaching. If you're chanting with this feeling of superiority, then what you have cultivated may not be merit at all. It's a giant barrier. There is a very shocking saying in Buddhism. Call the fire to burn the mercurial. We usually think of tantrums as fire. In fact, the nameless fire of arrogance burning is more hidden than losing your temper. Burn more thoroughly. He's like a thief hiding in your house. You are working hard to carry the gold bricks here. That is to accumulate blessings by chanting sutras. He will quietly put your gold bricks, piece by piece, even demolished your house. Today I'm going to reveal it to you. When chanting, the 3 most easily breeding chronic poison mindsets. These 3 mindsets are like sugar-coated skin. Makes you feel like you're taking a tonic, actually taking poison. They are scarier than not reciting the scriptures, because those who don't read the scriptures, at least I know I'm ordinary. And those who are poisoned, but he thought he was a saint. Come and check it out. See if you got hit. This first poison mentality is called the comparative heart. It is to treat the practice as performance to compete. Technology is advanced now. In many fellow practitioners' mobile phones, there is an app with that kind of Buddhist chanting technology. Or participate in various co-study groups. This was supposed to be for mutual supervision. It's a good thing. But the mindset of many people slowly changes. They looked at it every day. I saw myself reciting 10,000 times today. Number 1. I feel happy. I feel like I'm too good. Boundless merit. I saw that other senior brothers only read a few hundred times today, or didn't punch in for a few days. There was contempt in my heart. I think this person is too lazy. The heart is not strong. It can't be fixed. Or in a monastery, see others stammering. Can't keep up with the rhythm. You read the clouds and flow. I just want to see how good I am. This is my true cultivation. Dear friend, where is this chanting? This is clearly a performance struggle in the workplace. Grab a gold medal on the field. Buddha taught us to chant sutras. What is the purpose? To subdue our restless hearts. To get rid of me. What is my job? I just take this too seriously. But you go to the scriptures with this comparative heart. Every time you say it, the one in my heart is inflated. You read it 10,000 times. Your worth has expanded 10,000 times. You think you are better than others. You think you are more spiritual than others. This arrogance is like a thick wall. It separates you from all living beings. It also separates you from Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. When you feel like you're on top, your heart will harden. Compassion is soft. It's low water. the water flows down. Merit will only flow to those humble souls. A person who stands on the top of a mountain and looks down on all living beings, you can't get a penalty. I once heard such a true story. There is an old layman. I have been chanting Buddha for 30 years, 30,000 a day. He is very proud of it. Often show off in front of the younger generation. Sighed I had nothing else in my life. It's this mouth that never stops. The accumulated data is enough to be reborn in the West. One day he fell ill and was hospitalized. A young girl was admitted to the same ward. Terminally ill. It's painful that the girl doesn't understand Buddhism. It hurts. The old layman was not only uncomforted. Instead, he said coldly, "This is because you killed too much in your previous life. Now it's karma. Hurry up and recite the Buddha and repent. Say it like this, maybe a little more night." The girl burst into tears, full of resentment. You see, this old layman has been practicing Buddhism for 30 years. The skin of the mouth is worn out. But what about cultivating a heart of compassion? Without him, he built a hard and cold, self-righteous arrogance. He is using Buddhism as a weapon to attack a soul that is suffering. That's not merit. It's a crime. The 30,000 symbols he recited. At this moment, it was all burned by his arrogance. Therefore, do not count the number of chanting sutras as your bragging rights. A true practitioner, the more you read, the more I feel like I'm not doing enough, the more ashamed I feel. Now the second poison mentality. It's called a trading heart. That is to say, with the mentality of a creditor. This mentality is very common, also hidden deep. Many people don't say it. Subconsciously, they are doing business with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Their inner monologue usually looks like this. Buddha, you see, I read 3 goblins today. 500 kowtows. I am so religious. It took so much time and effort. You should bless my stock limit. You should bless my illness. Hurry up and get well. You should bless my son to get into a key university, right? In their eyes, chanting is a kind of giving. It's an investment. And the blessing of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas is rightfully deserved. Return once the wish comes true. They feel that Buddhism is a true forest. Hurry up and pay off. It's like sending a pennant to an official. But once the wish is not fulfilled, or an outpoint at home, they're about to fall out. They will complain that I read so many scriptures, eat so much vegetarian. Why is it still making me sick? Why are you still making me broke? Are Buddhas and Bodhisattvas blind? Is this sutra a lie? This kind of hatred that rises when encountering setbacks. It is the inevitable result of the new transaction. Have you ever considered how arrogant this mentality is? You see yourself as a creditor. Treat Buddhas and Bodhisattvas as debtors. Do you think you can read a few scriptures? Buddha and Bodhisattva owe you a favor. I have to listen to you, help you achieve your wishes. Where is this studying Buddhism? It's hiring long-term workers. The Diamond Sutra, you can't tell about rural charity. Chanting sutras is also a kind of Dharma. If you have a desire for return in your heart is the size of the tip of a needle. Just think about it. If you only give candy, I'm willing to call my mother. Is this mom out of love? That's out of greed. Same. If you only ask for blessings, only willing to pronounce a symbol, so what that symbol contains is not respect. It's desire. Chant with desire. Your frequency is cloudy. This cloudy frequency, how can you feel clean? What about the solemn Buddha and Bodhisattva? It's like you're holding a cup full of dirty water. To pick up cadres, it can only be sewage. True chanting should be unconditional. It's because I want to cleanse my mind. It is because I am grateful to the Buddha for his wisdom. It's because I want to learn the spirit of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. As for Fu Bao, that's a natural byproduct. It came naturally. It's not what you bargained for. And finally, a third option. It is also the most deceptive poison mentality. It's called a decorative heart. That is, wrapping the self in Buddhism. This kind of person is usually called a Buddha wanderer in the circle. They were disciplined about the form of chanting. Special attention to the rosary in their hands had to be of precious sandalwood. The layman clothes on his body are made of custom silk. When chanting sutras, the voice will be thunderous. Posture should be beautiful and standard. It is best to put a pot of exquisite orchids next to it. Light a stove of expensive argo wood. Then take pictures, retouch pictures, and send moments. With a text full of Zen. Waiting for everyone's likes and compliments. They really enjoy being complimented. Wow. Brother is so temperamental. So diligent, really a living bodhisattva on earth. This compliment. Let their vanity be greatly satisfied. They treat chanting as a cosmetic. A high-end decoration that pastes gold on one's face. But back to real life. Go home and close the door. What are they like? May yell at parents. Dislike the old dirty and stupid may be cold words to significant others. Who does the most housework? May be extremely controlling towards children. If you don't like it, you get angry. They are bodhisattvas in the temple. Out of the temple hall is the raksha. They put their best foot forward for outsiders to see. Leave the worst to those closest to you. This is called mindfulness and distraction. It's futile to cry out. Even scarier than in vain. Because of this hypocrisy, will let the people around you. There's a great misunderstanding and antipathy towards Buddhism. I've met a lot of young people who are very disgusted with Buddhism. Cause of doubt. It's all because there is an elder in the family who practices like this. They say that my mother's heavenly court introduces scriptures, but he is the worst-tempered and most selfish person in the family. If learning Buddhism is like this, then I'd rather not learn. You see this decoration? The heart not only deceives itself, he also broke the life of others. This is smearing the teeth of Buddhism. If you chant, just to prove that you are nobler than others, to win the applause of others, then you are not reading the scriptures, you read the script. You're in a big play called meditation. The only audience is you, the ego that craves attention. These three mindsets are more heartfelt. Trading heart, decorative heart. They share a common root, which is arrogance. Arrogance makes us unable to see our own coldness. Let's make the means the ends. Let's walk in opposite directions on the path of spiritual practice. So what do? How? Only then can we dump these poisons that steal merit. Replace it with pure nectar. It's very simple. You just need to change your heart. Replace arrogance with shame. Master Yingwang once said, "In the eyes of practitioners, everyone is a bodhisattva. I am the only mortal." It's not about feeling inferior. That is great wisdom. When you chant, "If you think so, I have no envoy. Created boundless evil karma, hurt countless beings. I am greedy." It's hard to change. I was fortunate to encounter Buddhism today. Can you read this verse? It is the Buddha and Bodhisattva who are merciful and will not abandon me. Give me a chance to reform. I chant to repent, to wash away the dirt of the soul. How am I qualified to compare myself to others? I have no face. Go and bargain with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Where am I still in the mood to send moments to show off? When you feel this shame, your heart sinks all of a sudden and you are at ease, like a balloon in the sky. Finally landed. Every verse you are reciting at this moment, it all flows from the bottom of my heart, all with sincere temperature. Such chanting, you don't need to deliberately seek merit. Merit nature, as deep as the sea. At the same time, let's make a big memory of the merits of chanting sutras. Don't just think about yourself. Don't just think about your family. Think back to those you don't like. Remember those who have hurt you. Back, I want to give all the suffering in this world, all beings. When your heart is open, when you can tolerate everything, that narrow-minded me disappeared. Arrogance has nowhere to hide. Fellow practitioners, scripture chanting is a mirror. He is there to summon the greed deep within us. Selfish and arrogant. It's used to help us scrape bones and heal poison. He is definitely not used to raise the steps beneath our feet. Let's stand on it and look down on all beings. Guide the country. If chanting makes you more and more humble, it's getting softer, more and more understanding of the difficulties of others, then you read it right. Buddhism is nourishing your life. If chanting makes you become more and more conceited, it gets tougher, more and more displeasing to everyone. I feel that everyone knows that I am the only one. Please stop now. Even if you stop chanting for a while, also reflect on it first. Go and straighten your heart first, because the direction is wrong. The harder you try, the farther you get. We often say that learning Buddhism is the compassion of learning Buddhism, the wisdom of learning Buddhism. The Buddha is a bicameral. Merit and wisdom are complete. The greatest place of his old man. It's not that he's amazing. It is because he is all beings like calves. He would bow to a dead bone on the side of the road. A poverty reduction for a poor old man. True dignity is not lofty. They lean down. From today onwards, try to chant with a humble heart. Don't care how much other people read. Just ask yourself if your heart is pure. Don't think about when Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will appear. Just ask yourself if you really believe and follow. Don't think about others. How do you evaluate my practice? Only ask yourself when facing troubles. Is it possible to maintain peace? When you knock down the wall of arrogance, the sun will naturally come in. Then you don't need to say you are a practitioner. The peace that radiates from you warm breath. It will naturally make people want to get close to you. Naturally, people will believe in the power of Buddhism. This is the true merit. This is the true spiritual practice. Why do my legs always feel numb when meditating? The monk holds 6 tips in the palm of his hand. Meditate easily for 2 hours. Unveil the mystery of meditation for you. Meditation is the most common of all practices, the oldest and most direct. From the Buddha under the Bodhi tree, and enlightenment begins. For thousands of years, countless eminent monks, all have been turned into the fundamental path of practice. However, many people today speak of meditation, fear from Mr. Swollen Heart, sour legs and numbness, low back pain, upset, at a loss, not yet determined. It has been repelled by the various resistances of the body. Especially the legs are numb. It was an unspeakable torture. It's like countless thin needles bursting out of the knee. It stings back and forth between the muscles and nerves. It's not reassuring. More unable to meditate. Why just sit? The body is so uncomfortable. Is this the so-called suffering of spiritual practice? If your body can't get through this, what about enlightenment and concentration? These questions, maybe it's you too, I have asked myself countless times in meditation. Confusion solved. In fact, the answer is not far, hidden in those who have meditated. Elders for decades, in the words and wisdom of the eminent monks. An eminent monk once said the difficulty of meditation, "No, my legs are numb," and in confusion, "My legs are numb, disturbed." If you can adjust pranayama, then all suffering can be transformed. This sentence addresses the root cause of the pain of meditation. Most people think their legs are numb. It's because of my bad muscles and bones, getting older. Well, not entirely. Real leg numbness, it's because the mind and body are not in proper harmony. Wrong body posture, bad breathing, mind floating 3 interlaced. Leg numbness is just a symptom. It reflects inner tension and resistance. If you are meditating, always want to get in the mood quickly. Always resist pain. Always waiting for the leg numbness to end. So, your heart is always in a state of confrontation, rather than a relaxed state. The more you fight, the more tense the muscles are. The more tense they are, the more blocked the blood circulation. Blocked circulation, leg numbness occurs naturally. It's a very subtle thing, but the real physical and mental chain reaction. And the practitioners who can really meditate, it's not because their bodies are softer. It's because they understand how to live with pain. They know their legs are numb and are not the enemy. The master is not an obstacle. It's a signal. He reminds us, the sideways body has its limitations and language. We must learn to listen to him, rather than against him. When your legs go numb, if you can stay calm, in no hurry to move, instead, put the awareness lightly on the breath. Let every breath be like a painful conversation. You will find a wonderful thing. The pain is still there. But you're not so afraid of him anymore. The second hemp still exists, but his power has diminished. Because you are learning Android. This is the most fundamental of all practices, but the most important ability. Able to settle down in the mind, to not be moved by emotions, to really take care of your inner thoughts. angry and disappearing. The monk once turned with the wind. It is the mood of the heart to criticize and meditate. Many beginners mistakenly believe that meditation means not moving your body, but it's the heart that doesn't move, not the body. True stillness. Although the body is painful, the heart is not bitter. It's not moving but thinking about not being born. When you move from fighting pain to caring for it, from wanting to escape pain into the essence of suffering, you will find it turns out that pain itself doesn't kill you, really torture you. It's your resistance and exaggeration of pain. As Zen says, don't be afraid to read chess. I'm afraid it's too late. If you can get into trouble in your leg, be aware of it, instead of waiting for a sharp sting to panic. Then you are already on the right path of cultivation. Pain does not equal neglect, but a deeper awareness of his starting point, reinforcement. Vertex mitigation. The process of disappearing is the internal strength of practice. It is also the first lesson in the way you care. You can imagine the numbness in the legs as a manifestation of fluid. You don't notice him at first. He's just a dull pain if you continue to ignore. He keeps strengthening, like troubles and night obstacles in the world. The more you run away, the more he follows. The more depressed you are, the more ready he is. Until one day you have to face him. That's when it hurts the most. But if you learn to live with it from the beginning, watch him, feel him, understand him, then he will no longer be the enemy of your practice, and be your help. Because you will find, it turns out that behind the sting, there is a deep serenity that has never been touched before. It can only be reached after crossing. Those who can, those who meditate easily for more than 2 hours, by no means within reach. They are all numb from countless times, confusion. Can't help but stand up and sit down. Repeatedly honed. They're not painless. It's knowing how to live with pain. They are not numb. It is knowing how to make hemp a Zen base. It's not that they don't move. It's seeing through the whole. Finger to see empty. All this wisdom did not come from books. It is the most honest communication from the body. When you really want to sit down, don't run away, don't pretend, don't expect it, just do it. Then you will understand why Buddha, too, never forced his disciples to chant sutras, preach, and do things. It's about sitting still. Look at the body like a stone, because that's where true self-encounter begins. When someone is truly willing to sit down, be honest with your body's limitations, floating with the mind, then the practice of meditation has opened the first door. Many beginners feel sore in the face of leg numbness. When the breath is disturbed, often the first reaction is to adjust the posture, move your feet, even interrupting meditation, full of doubt. Is your physique not suitable for meditation? Is Buddhism too far away from you? But if you could just sit still and think about it right now. The tightness accumulated deep in the body over the years, Jangyu perseverance, not as you usually defend between people and me. Preparation and control, those numbness and tingling. Not towards you in the path of life. Stress and impermanence. When we say master the 6 tricks, meditate easily for 2 hours. This is not a show of skill. It allows you to relearn to use your body to return to your breath. Return to the heart with breath. Bring your mind back to the present moment, because only the now is your truest ashram. So the first trick is to tune in. Before meditating, you can't just find a random posture to record it. Zen monk once said that he has not lost his body. It's hard to humiliate. The body is not rigid. But to find a way, the way the body can naturally stabilize. The legs don't have to force a double plate in the first place. Even if it's a single set or a prodigal husband, as long as the skeleton is upright, stability of the center of gravity is enough. Spine as noted, natural extension of head and neck, shoulders sagging. Before drinking and dancing with both hands. This is not form. It is a kind of opening of the body to the inner space. If you could sit still, the body is as motionless as a mountain. Then the heart will gradually be like water. An eminent monk once said that the body is like a bell, sitting like a clock, like still water. If your body is shaking, the heart is bound to be turbulent. So the second trick is pranayama. Breathing is the most direct bridge between body and mind. Most people are nervous. When you are afraid or endure pain, breathing can become rapid or even short. This will further tighten the muscles. Blurred. The numbness was exacerbated. So, learning to slow down your breathing during meditation is extremely important. Not to suck the soil hard. It's about how the breath comes out. Let the breath be like the might of the mountains, like silk. Unwelcome. No delivery when you go. If you can focus on the tip of your nose. Air outlet. Don't control him, just be gentle and accompany. You will find that the breath gradually adjusts. The heart is gradually calming down. And that's what I mean. Nyan Sui, Jian. Find the strength to settle yourself in your breath. The third trick is to lose heart. If you are uneasy, make it steady. The strips are longer. Still feel uncomfortable. Because it's not the numbness that's holding us back. Not the pose, but the countless floating thoughts and expectations in my heart. Some people sit down to clean up quickly. Some people sit down to get a sense. Some people sit to get away from their worries. These goals sound reasonable. They're all obstacles. Because there are gains and losses when there are expectations. If the heart has gains and losses, there will be anxiety. If you are anxious, your body will be restless. The legs are also easier on the toilet. So the senior monk started to do and forget to do. Repair and forget to repair. Don't always think I'm going to get in the state. Instead, let the heart be happy. Focus on what you're doing right now. Only then can the heart be truly at peace. It's not about feeling. It's about caring. Pain is pain. It itches and it turns off. When you think about it, you will be summoned. So natural. The fourth knock is a loose tendon. This seems to cause the body to adjust. In fact, it is closely related to happiness. If you can do some stretching before meditation, especially for the loosening of the leg meridians, independence like the golden rooster, tiptoe, stretch the inner thighs, etc., can be effective. Reduce organization during meditation. But here's the thing. It's not just soft muscles. It frees the body from daily stress. A ritual of release. Senior monks often say that deep tenderness leads to obedience. If the key is smooth, the heart will be calm. Loose tendons before meditation is to make your body willing to cooperate with you. rather than being forced to sit down by you. If you meditate every time, they all cross their legs in a hurry. Forcibly force yourself not to move. Then the body is like a disobedient minister. Will use the toilet to protest your incompassion for him. Practice is not about forcing yourself. It's about reconciling the mind with the body. The fifth trick is to lead it back to the original. This is not metaphysics. It's not a mystery. But in traditional practice, very important key pulse adjustment. When you sit down, put your consciousness gently in your danshan, as the breath goes in and out. Air-sinking danshan, like an oil lamp, unshaken by the wind. This visualization is not just a distraction, more of the way to focus your heart and arms on the center of your body. The monk said that the heart mastered danshan. Then the year of the pig will not be angry and return to the middle meridian. The veins are unobstructed. Air-sinking danshan. The blood flow to the legs naturally clears. The feeling of the toilet will naturally weaken. This feeling is not within reach. But if you can practice every day, you can gradually feel the stability in meditation. Calm and cool. The sixth trick is to stop the pain. This may be the hardest step. It's the most important step. Tibetan language pain is a test of the heart. Still the door lock of the coma. When the leg tingles, if you adjust or get up immediately, miss the opportunity to have a deep dialogue with pain. You don't have to endure, but with awareness, to take care of the hemp inductance that pops out little by little. How to observe, how to infiltrate, how to spread, how to kill. You will find that it is not the enemy of the entity. It's a sequence of thoughts and neural responses. When you can be with him without running away, you have an entirely different kind of power. It doesn't come from muscles. It comes from the stability and stillness of consciousness. From that moment on, your meditation is the real beginning. Your training has really begun. True meditation, more than just postural adjustments, breathing exercises or tolerance of pain. His core, it's a new kind of deep dialogue inside. This sincere gaze between life and origin. The longer one does it, external hemp, the pain becomes the wind outside the door. What really emerges from the heart? It's those who were suppressed by us. Ignore the thoughts and feelings that have escaped. Past regret, unfinished emotion, unfinished obsessions and desires come flooding in. Many practitioners are not defeated by numbness in their legs. It's losing to these sudden ideas. They are terrified by the phantoms that have emerged within them. Confusing traction, removal from centering, lost in mindfulness. The heart is like a wild horse galloping without boundaries. And if at this moment you are willing not to evaluate, no intervention, no confrontation, just watching them get angry, change disappears. You will find the troubles that have been bothering you for years. In fact, there is never an entity, only the shadow of thought. That's caring, the ultimate goal of meditation. Never do it for long. How long did you endure? But can it be from the battle of thought and pain? Retrieve emotionless awareness. This awareness, Buddhists call it truth as nature. He is not influenced by good and evil, not tainted by bitterness, not corroded by time. He is like a mirror. in response to all things without leaving a shadow, like the void. When you've done it long enough, you'll find that you're not the me in the numbness in my legs. I'm not the delusional me, but someone who can see it all. A clear heart that is not involved. The legs were numb then. Or wife. All are outdated like clouds. Clear when you come, no trace when it goes. You lose your obsession with the pain. No longer pursue feelings. Just sit quietly, quiet view, until the heart is no longer dragged away by any thoughts. Once upon a time, an old Zen practitioner who had been in retreat for 10 years once said, "Leg numbness and kidney pain cause visual pain. If you can sit through these two hardships, Feng Shui and starlight." This starlight is not a lamp, not supernatural powers. It's an absolute inner police officer, a kind of security you have never experienced. And you would feel like the universe would freeze down. Everything goes back. All life is straight. Only a little bit of clarity in your heart shines slightly. No words, no object, but it makes you feel so real. This feeling may be only accidentally touched in the dead of night, but he will be a beacon for your practice in this life. Let you understand the fulfillment you are seeking. Calm and wisdom. Actually never outside, where your heart is. In Buddhism, entry from closed body, and then concerned about termination. The first half of meditation may be a physical conversation. It is the adjustment of posture and breath. It's the courage to live with the pain. But the second half is the transformation of the mind. It is a concern for all phenomena. It is clear that the thought is complete from the beginning to the end. At that moment, you finally understand, leg numbness is not a problem. The question is whether you can accept his arrival. Thoughts are not the enemy. The enemy is your reaction to thought. When you take a step back from your reaction, see the whole reaction process, you start to be liberated. This liberation is not an escape from samsara. It's transcending the cycle. You begin to meditate in your life, not just on the futon. He was walking, while eating and talking. The heart is never far from the moment. All thoughts take care of it. All the lines never fall beneath it. Now this didn't happen overnight. Senior monks have also experienced countless struggles to sit still. The night when my legs hurt to tears. I have also collapsed radically at the moment of hope. But they never gave up. Because they understand, the true method is not external. And in the perseverance of one thought, when you sit there, facing your own vulnerability, greed and fear, that's meditation. You don't have to be anyone. Just be someone who is willing to face the truth. Meditation is not about becoming enigmatic. It's about being genuine. He doesn't ask you to dance right away. I hope you can sit down honestly. Don't pretend to escape. Don't play your truest self. Facing the truest heart. If you can achieve this dream in this life, the unknowing heart, no matter how the outside world changes, you can be unmoved. The hustle and bustle of the outside world cannot disturb you. The joys and sorrows of the world cannot bind you. You start to learn to treat people as equals. Show compassion to yourself. View all dharmas with a hollow heart, viewing life and death with a Confucian heart. All this is not the blessing of mysterious forces. It was not taught by a master. It's that you sit in silence minute by minute. Take care of your own way out. When you can actually sit for 2 hours. No need for patience. No need to brace. It's disgrace. Like a treasure mountain. Then you have entered the realm of law. You at that time. Stop asking why your legs are numb. It's sitting there smiling. As if not moving, seeing the destruction of all thoughts. The landscape is reincarnated like a dream.